Let us see the classification of metal forming process. So it is deformed in bulk deformation and sheet metal working. So in bulk deformation you will find out that cross-sectional area of material is reduced by a large volume. So according to that, the process has been defined. First is an rolling process, another is an forging process, then extrusion process, then wire and bar drawing. Another is an sheet metal working. So in sheet metal working, it will be your unit 5 part. In that we'll see the different sheet metal forming processes. So this is a video related to rolling process, why exactly we should use an rolling process. So let me tell you before starting the video. Here you will see a initial video where a roll sheet has been generated by rolling the sheet between two rollers, and the water which we see in the video that will be related for that will be used to reduce the friction between the roller, your plate, and the another roller which is toward the downward side. And we will be interested to see how will be the grain size before rolling and after rolling. So rolling process is used to improve the mechanical properties of your material like tensile strength, hardness, or any other properties. So let us see the video. Here shaft is rotating, it is actually pulling the material through the roller. This is your sheet. Even you might have seen this kind of an sheet in fabrication workshop, where we can use for making different components. So here you can etching process is done, and the microstructure along the thickness is observed how it forms during the cold working. So now the process which you have seen, it was the cold working process, and the microstructure due to the cold working will be observed in this manner. So these are the grain size, it will be equiax. Now one plate was taken from that cold sheet and it was gone through rolling process. So here two rollers are used, and between the two rollers the metal has been passed. So it will be compressed between, or it will be squeezed between these two rollers, and we need to see what are the difference between the grain size between the roller one and the cold working sheet. So here you will find out that uh, the grain size along the uh, working roller has been squeezed, so it has been elongated. So what happens in rolling process? Initially the grain structure will be in this manner, where the grain size will be equiax and will be having proper arrangement, and when it gets squeezed between the two rollers, those grains you will find out has been elongated along the x-axis. So those all grains have been shrink. So due to that reason, we can improve our mechanical properties like hardness and the tensile strength. So this is the actual rolling process. So here in hot rolling process, you will find out that the sheet will be heated first, and up to a certain temperature nucleation process will be carried out, and the new grain structure will be formed by overlapping the old grains. So the structure which you have seen right now, a new grains has been formed, and due to that reason you get good properties. So now here one plate which is cold work, and another plate it is an hot work, or it has been passed through the rolling process. So after rolling process you will find out that the dent mark which is looking less one, that will be having a more hardness. Another is an tensile strength process has been taken on the both components. One is cold work, which and another is an the component which was passed between the roller. So you will find out that the component which was passed through the roller, which was done by manually, it will be having a good tensile strength, as it new grains formation improves those properties. So here the elongation length, which is the larger one, will be having a good tensile strength, because it has been, why, because what was the grain structure was the before, it was uh, arranged in a good manner and it was elongated. So due to that reason, or due to that recrystallization, we got those improved properties. So rolling process improves your hardness, improves your strength. Why? Because a new formation of grains will be observed on that sheet or on that component. So these are the different rolling condition. This is an hot rolling. So in hot rolling, you might come a word like slab, across like slab, billet, bloom. So if the word like slab comes across your problem, then you have to imagine it is a rectangular shape plate. Then it will be rolled further, and either it can be hot work or either it can be cold work rolling process. In billet, square bar will be used. Even this kind of an square bar you might have seen uh, has been used for windows protection or the windows frame in our house. So you can make those round shape into a circular as well, or you can use those as an further you can go for an drawing process. The electric wire which we have seen on the pole which passes the current, those are made by the wire drawing process, that we'll see in further slide. But you remember that this kind, to achieve this kind of an shape, you require initially a billet, then it will be passed through the shape of an circular one, and from those circular you can reduce the diameter in a wire form. And bloom will be a large volume uh, job, from which you can make eye section or eye section channel, or uh, this kind of an product you might have seen for rail tracks, which has a very good strength. So this is the same, where from a bloom structure you can get this kind of an shape like eye structural shape. This kind of an shape are used to make a building structure to support even these rails, as I talk in previous slide. The bloom structure is used to make a rail. Then this is a slab which is used to make flat sheets. You might have come across this coil sheet in fabrication workshop. Then this is a billet. This billet will be converted into a circular rods or bars. These rods generally we use for construction purpose, for making of columns and beams. So now let us see the analysis of an flat rolling process. So what exactly happens? So why we are uh, interested to do the analysis? Because you should know the amount of torque required to press this volume of an material, or to get a new shape to this shape. Once you know the torque, you can apply the once you know the force, then you can calculate the torque. And once you calculated the torque, you can get the what capacity of motor should be fixed on that machine. So to roll this roller against your workpiece, so we are interested to find out the power of that motor. Then and then only you can do uh, do this operation successfully as an engineer. So here are some notification or notation like uh, this is an initial thickness, this is the final thickness, and the part which has been changed, uh, along that part the roller is rotating. So it will be having a difference velocity. This is the initial velocity, this is the final velocity, and L will be called as an contact length, where the roller comes actually in a contact. Here you can find out this as an width. So here you will find out that the initial velocity will be different from the final velocity, initial thickness might be different from the final thickness. The one thing will be not change is as width. The width at initial and final case will be the same. Then here you can find out a roller, radius of an roller. This will be an angle of an bite, can be called as the point from which the workpiece actually comes in a contact with the roller surface. Let us see the next one. So here you will find out that, as we are interested to find out the power or a torque or a force, we required this condition first. So the metal sheet with the thickness Ti enters between the rollers at a velocity Vi. Then it gets compressed or squeezed between the roller and change its thickness from Ti to Tf and velocity as an Vf. So what we can write down, the thickness has been reduced by draft, that is delta T is equal to T initial minus T final, that is initial thickness minus final thickness. You will be get the amount of draft which has been reduced, and if you want to see the percentage reduction, you can use this formula to calculate, that is delta T divided by Ti, where delta T is initial thickness minus final thickness. Then in this case you will find out that the volume which is going inside the roller and the volume which comes outside the roller after the operation is the same. So according to this condition, you can write down volume of metal at initial is equal to volume of metal at final. So you can take volume as an what? It will be a thickness multiplied by the width and by the length. So this will be the length, in this case Li. Then for final volume, you can write down Tf into Wf, that is width, and by final length. Again, what another condition you can use, whatever the discharge of material initially will be there, it will be same at the discharge which is coming outside. So you can consider it as an flow rate, and you know that the flow rate is given as an defined as an Q, or notifies as an Q, and we know that Q is can be defined as an area into velocity. Area, you have to take the cross sectional area. So according to this condition, you can write down this as an flow rate in is equal to flow rate out. Then Q in is equal to Q out. Q we define as an cross sectional area into velocity. So we have the velocity, we have the cross sectional area for initial value, and for final this will be the cross sectional area, where Tf will be going to change. For due to that, the area will be going to change, and even velocity of final will be changed. So you can write down this further as an Ti, T initial, that is thickness initial, into width initial into velocity initial, which is equal to T final into velocity final into width final into velocity final. So let us see a true strain. So true strain is given as an E is equal to ln of T initial divided by Tf, that is initial thickness divided by final thickness. Then average flow stress. So as we discussed in previous slide, why used to take an average flow stress, as the area here going to be reduced, it will be gradually. So we need to use average flow stress as an what? K e raised to n divided by n plus 1. Then roll force we know that it will be calculated as an stress into area, as stress is equal to force divided by area. So So the force will be the average flow stress into area. Now which area we have to take? The area which is actually going to be deformed. So this will be the area which will be going to be deformed, is arc 1. So as already we have taken the distance from this point to this point as an L. So the area of an contact with an roller is taken as an L. So if you divide it by this L into the width, you will be getting the actual area which is coming in a contact with a roller. So average flow stress into area will be giving us a force, where this L can be calculated as an under root R delta T. So R will be the radius of the roller and delta T is what? That is an T initial minus Tf, that is difference between the initial thickness and the final thickness. Then torque will be force into distance. So we know the value of force. Now what will be the distance over here? So here where the actual distance, we can take it as an, if it is total L, if you take a half of it, so that can be the distance where actual force is acting. So we can write down that as an what? Torque is equal to force into distance. So distance will be, that is the length, which is a half of it, that will be the actual distance. Or somewhere in reference book you can find out it as an 0.5 into L. So it is one and the same. Then the power per roll will be what? If you multiply the torque into angular velocity, you will be getting a power. So here angular velocity can be taken as an 2 pi n upon 60, where the n will be the angular, n will be the speed of the roller. So thank you. In next lecture we will go through numerical related to this rolling process.